Welcome back, beer tubers. It's been a long time since I've reviewed a British beer, so today we're going to take a look at Robinson Brewery's Trooper, a tribute to Iron Maiden. So I've seen some of the beer reviewers over in the UK reviewing this beer, and I saw it at the store, figured I'd pick it up. It's 4.7%. They don't really say a style. I'm guessing along the lines of an ESB. Based on the color. They mentioned that they are using Bobec, Goldings and Cascade hops. I guess they call it a deep golden ale. So yeah, I'm actually not a fan of Iron Maiden, believe it or not. Well, maybe for some of you, but so I figure I won't let that bias me in this review. Got it poured out. Some nice carbonation. It is a deeper golden color, approaching orange with its notes. Pretty bright white head on there. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, it's definitely got some earthy, sort of spicy hops. Very mild citrus, like I'm not really picking up a whole lot of Cascade. A little bit of a caramel coming through, a little bit of a breadiness. It smells like it's leaning slightly towards the hop character, but it's not much. It smells fairly balanced on the nose. Yeah, floral, grassy, earthy, slight citrus. So let's dig in. Cheers. It's not bad. Actually, I like the finish. Up front, it's actually quite nice. It does have a good amount of hop character to it, but there's certainly a good malt backbone to it. But the finish is really dry and grainy. Because you do get a good amount of bitterness up front. Falls the nose fairly well. Earthy, floral, slightly spicy notes. Not much citrus to it. Midway through, I start to pick up some of that yeast ester fruitiness to go along with some caramel notes. It's sort of got that marmalade, sort of orangey fruitiness to it, if you will. So after the sweetness in the middle of the beer with the yeast esters, the malt character, the finish becomes very dry. There's some bitterness to it, and then to me this is where the beer falls apart. The finish has this really grainy, almost like Pilsner malt lager, maybe corn kind of like finish to it, and it's very drying, and it leaves a very unpleasant flavor in your mouth. And they keep going back, and you're thinking, oh, that's pretty good. It's got some nice sweetness, bitterness, like hop character, bitterness up front, but then the finish, it just completely falls apart for me. So I don't know. It's fairly drinkable beer. We're checking out for an Iron Maiden fan. It's probably not even close to being one of the best British beers, but you know, we can't only get so many of them over here, and usually it's not their best stuff. So hard for me to grade this one. Because up front, I think it's a pretty pleasant beer, but then the finish is completely ruined. So I guess I'll go D+, because I do like some of the characteristics of it. I think it's below average, though, because of how much I dislike the finish of the beer. But up front, it's really promising. And, you know, it's still worth checking out if you can get it for a pretty good price. So that's Trooper from Robinson's Brewery, 4.7%, so you know, on the higher side of, like, say, an ESB. And but you know, it's still drinkable stuff. So it's kind of one of those beers. I don't know if I necessarily recommend it unless you're a fan of the band. That'd be the only reason I think to pick this one up. So it's gonna wrap this one up. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.